What's up, guys? I'm just a gamer, and I'm back with more Final Fantasy XIV. Uh, Last time I did the 6.2 or main scenario, and I tried streaming it, but it didn't work out so well. The stream was just not able to keep up. I have very bad internet, but I did record it, so I was able to take the dungeon run and the trial run and post those up, and they were fine. If you would like me to post the entirety of it just without the hiccups of the stream, let me know in the comments down below. But yeah, so this time around we are gonna go and finally do Abyssos. Not looking forward to this. I suck and I'm gonna die and probably gonna be really really bad. But gotta push on through. Gotta push on through. So yeah, enough of me talking. Let's get into it. Unwelcome visitor. Claudine's eyes are brimming with the excitement of discovery. Or Claudine. I believe that's what it was calling him. Tenon, I've made a breakthrough. I've. What's wrong with my eyes? Okay. After uncountable days and nights, I finally hearkened to the crystal's whispers, and I must say, Professor Claudian, where are your manners? While I understand all too well your enthusiasm, I must remind you that even the most academically inclined prefer a composed recounting of events. Sure? Ah, yes, of course, my apologies. Being consumed by my research for so long, I'm afraid I've quite forgotten how to engage in civilized conversation. In that case, perhaps we should start from the beginning. With a crystal set adrift upon the ethereal tides, containing the memories of a party yet unknown, they cried out for the deliverance from Pandemonium, where the ancients kept volatile creations under lock and key. You yourself witnessed the power devouring the facility from within, and the advent of a divine monstrosity wrought of mystic beast and powerful mage. Fortunately, your martial prowess and the combined magical talents of your companions, Themis and Ericthonios, I can't say these names, was sufficient to restore order to the circle of Asphodelos, but the greater threat remains. In the depths of Pandemonium, a presence yet stirs, its intentions and identity shrouded in mystery. That is the issue at hand, is it not? Since you returned to us, we worked tirelessly to discern the nature of the crystal. In the process, I detected an anomalous etheric signature, which I believed arose from the memories stored within. Analysis of this pattern suggested a feeling of lost or yearning, specifically the yearning to be made whole. And indeed, ambient readings have revealed a faint but identical signature. This can only mean that another such crystal exists in our time. So, my friend, I must depart to search for this forthwith. But tracing the matching etheric signatures to its source, I believe it will be a simple matter to find our crystal's twin. Professor, will this expedition be carried out only by us, or will Tenon grace us with his protection? I'm afraid he has more pressing matters to attend to, my dear Rusinad, namely to seek out the secrets which lie nestled within Pandemonium, where this all began. From what we all have heard, it appears that time traversal from the Crystal Tower is not fluid. That is to say, one can but travel in predetermined intervals. It would be prudent to check in on occasion, in case there are any unanticipated changes. As for you, my loyal assistants, I would ask you to remain here and continue cataloging the ancient creations. You can't mean you don't intend to search for the crystal on your own, obviously. Why, yes, that would be the most efficient use of resources, would it not? In fact, I have already commissioned a ship and a pilot for that very purpose. I trust you to take good care of the laboratory in my absence. Damn! He just dipped. Second. Ugh. I apologize for the somewhat abrupt nature. When progress is in sight, Professor Claudian tends to become blind to all else. Indeed, and he has been worse than usual. While I cannot fault him for his excitement, I do wish he would spare a thought for those around him. For reasons unknown, the crystal seems loath to be overheard. Much as it had spoken only to you last time, none but the professor has been able to capture its ethereal yearning, which has served only to convince him that he can solve this puzzle on his own. Surely after some time alone, he'll come to remember how valuable we are. The search for the crystal seemed to be a simple enough matter. Let him have his adventure, and upon his return, I'm certain he'll be back to his usual self. As for you, Tenon, it may be best to return to Pandemonium. What's wrong with me not being able to say Pandemonium? Pandemonium, as Professor Claudian suggested. Speaking of which, I did have a request of my own to make. Traveling to Pandemonium requires you to pass through Elpis, correct? There is something I would have you investigate in my stead. While those creations confined within Pandemonium are considered to be failures, I doubt that's their whole story. Barring exceptional cases, they must have been under observation in Elpis before being consigned to their shackles. And if we know anything about the Ancients, it's that they would have kept thorough records of the results. Ah, brilliant. Delving into these records may shed light on the creatures Tenon has yet to encounter, if your theory proves correct, that is. While there are no guarantees, it certainly beats the current strategy of rushing forward blindly with only his strength to carry the day. For your own sake as well as ours, please unearth what information you can. Nah, rushing in blindly is that's like my thing. Rushing in blindly is my thing. Don't take my thing away from me. That sounded so bad. That sounded wrong. Alright, and we're back. Oh, Elpis, how beautiful you look. I am vaguely... It's been so long since I ran Pandemonium. Ah, here we go. Ah, I did not expect to meet you here of all places. You seek records of Pandemonium's creations. Master Themis has just finished pursuing the very same. I should not be surprised that we both arrived at the same conclusion. Luckily, I have saved you the trouble and gleaned what information I could. Ah, so you know each other. I was dreading having to once again scour the archives, but perhaps instead I'll rest for a spell. If there's nothing else, I shall take my leave. Oh, Themis, we both know you're a little bit. I mean, come on. We can see it coming from a mile away. As should we, for I have undone the warding sigil blocking the entrance to Abyssos. I came here merely to chase an idle suspicion while awaiting your return. Fortunately, while Pandemonium's protective wards continue to be assailed by our unknown foe, there have been no fluctuations so great as to make me doubt Erechthonio's capacity to keep watch over Asphodelos while I'm away. I can't say these names, God! He works diligently to master interment, that he might deliver the creations back to their cages by his own hand. I thought it best to give him time to hone his craft. And since fate has brought us both here, I would ask you to accompany me while I attend to another matter. More idle suspicions that I would like to chase down. Rest assured, it shall not take long. I simply have a few questions to ask an acquaintance of mine. Come, he has agreed to meet us near the Nexus? I have no clue. The Neus to Pandemonium. Like, these people, like, God. Like, I know these names are, like, from Greek, some type of mythology from back then, but, man, they are killing me. They're just killing me. Okay, here we go. As I have pondered our expedition into Pandemonium, I cannot help but be mystified by how strongly the warders we encountered felt for La Habrea, whether it be good for good or ill. Hesperos and Erecthonios were two sides of the same coin. The former looked to his mentor with absolute devotion, while the latter looks to his father with bald hatred. I would not expect a familiar such as you to understand this, but such extreme emotions toward a single individual are quite rare indeed. Naturally, I feel gratitude toward my mother and father, yet we are all equals in the larger picture of the star. This view is not unique to myself. It is more or less accepted as the way of things. Yeah, unfortunately, no, we can't help but to attach ourselves to things and people. That's what makes us human, man. And that's why, ultimately, I believe you guys failed. By contrast, the researchers of Pandemonium seem to view La Habrea with a feeling approaching obsession, whether driven by love or hate. They have all been drawn to him. There are many other aspects of the facility's particulars I found troubling besides. I decided the best course of action would be to go straight to the source and pose my question to a member of the Words of La Habrea. Whoa. This could go sideways really fast. My apologies to have kept you waiting, Master Themis. I understand you are conducting an investigation of Pandemonium and wish to know of its origins. Indeed. In particular, I wish to know what exactly Pandemonium was built I wish to know why exactly Pandemonium was built directly under Elpis. The facility is overseen by the Words of La Habrea, after all. Why keep it so close to Elpis, whose governing body has no say in its day-to-day operations? At first, I thought it was simply a matter of convenience. Those creations which were deemed failures by the researchers of Elpis could be easily ushered into their new homes. Imagine my surprise when the trip to the archives revealed that many of the creations were sent from organizations beyond Elpis, including from the Words of La Habrea themselves. Given this, albeit limited information, I cannot feel that the Academia Aniter would have been a more fitting locale. What does Elpis have that cannot be found there? Good question. These are fitting questions, and one we have asked ourselves many times in recent years. Alas, the nature of Pandemonium's construction does not lend itself to relocation. When first it was built, circumstances weren't as they are now. As you surmise, the majority of creations kept within Pandemonium were sent from Elpis. Yet as the years passed, interests changed. Failures in creations deemed too flawed even to submit to Elpis paradoxically drew the attention of Pandemonium's researchers. Paradoxically. That is quite strange. Nope, never mind. God, I suck at this. That is quite the change. And in fact, it almost runs counter to the facility's original purpose. Who is it that decides which creations will be the subject of research? Master La Habrea. Such authority is reserved for the chief keyword, and he has taken it upon himself to step into that role. Not good. So if Pandemonium's resources were being misused, it would be under La Habrea's authority, correct? I know not what you're suggesting, but the keywords also hold some sway within the facility. Wait. I keep saying keywords, it's keywords. I know not what you're suggesting, but the keywords also hold some sway within the facility. Not even Master La Habrea would be free from their scrutiny. They are duty-bound to report any irregularities as soon as possible. Although I admit as of late their communications have been somewhat sporadic. We but recently received a report from one of the keywords stating that all is well within Pandemonium's halls. That's bullshit. That is bullshit. Really? You are certain that a keyword sent it? Yes, of course. Our communication suffered a temporary obstruction, but I can assure you that the words did their due diligence in confirming the identity of the sender. Thank you. This information will be helpful to my investigation. That will be all for my crime. Then I shall take my leave. While you are yet permitted to conduct your investigation freely, I must remind you that the warder's work is delicate, and it would be remiss to disturb them for longer than necessary. Dude, you have no idea what the fuck is going on. He has no idea. All is well. A blatant lie. And to that we can both attest. One of the remaining keywords is most certainly in league with the party behind this. Let us hurry. I know not why our adversary sent that report, but 'tis plain that we must return to Pandemonium with haste. Obviously, they're trying to cover up whatever they're trying to do. Man. Pandemonium again? I keep forgetting where the door to this place is. It's right here. Okay. Not far at all. Alright. Woo. I cannot guess as to why this false report has arisen now, but it certainly bodes ill, as does the knowledge that our mysterious mastermind has at least one more keyword to puppet. Regardless, they have tipped their hand, and we would be remiss to leave Eric. We would be remiss to leave Eric at the mercy of their machinations. Let us hope no harm has befallen him. Yo, if he is under mind control again, that's gonna be some... Dude, you need help. Oh, he is. He is under mind control again, it looks like. Okay, no. No, he is! Not quite. Okay, no, he looks to be normal still. I've traced these sigils countless times, yet still lack the strength to maintain the spell. And now time works against me. I can no longer be victim to my own ineptitude. What? Who goes there? Whoa. There is something to be admired in such single-minded effort, even if your methods leave much to be desired. You allowed this familiar to catch you unawares. Have you set your sight to high? Have you set your sight so high as to forget you walk upon the earth? I know this creature, a familiar of the Phoenix, but that monster is locked away. That is, in spite of the trouble I went to in freeing it. I might add. Oh, God. Begrudge me for addressing you in this ill-fitting form if you must, but with control of Asphodelos wrested from my grasp, 'tis simply the best I can offer you. Hide if you will, but mark my words, I will find you and make you pay for the chaos you have sown. Now, there is no need for such hostility. A calm heart stays the course, the wisdom of La Habrea, your father. And how would you know what wisdom he speaks? I have heard those words many times, the scolding of a tutor whose students struggle to grasp the most rudimentary lessons, seething with disgust. No. I've not told that to anyone, not even keyword Hesperos. That can only mean one thing. That still you insist on mocking me. Stop this farce, La Habrea. At last you move to keep up. Pity that you remain behind, nevertheless. Oh my god, he is going to be falling under control again. What? As you ever are, always will you fail to learn, fail to understand, fail to act. And though fate designed to offer an escape, you remain here. You are bereft of magical prowess and common sense both. But you need not despair. Dull though you may be, you are yet indispensable to Pandemonium's great experiment. Sorry, God. Something in my throat came up. Oh, there's the affection I remember. Tell me, did I ever once measure up to your expectations? You shall. Take pride in that, and rejoice to see your wish fulfilled. What? What wish? Come, and all shall be revealed. All this rage, this hatred, is but a consequence of ignorance. Our desires align more than you know. What are you? Oh my god, we're gonna have to fight this guy again. Uninvited guests join our reunion. It seems fortune no longer favors you. Do you think I have any interest in listening to your prattle, let alone bowing to your will? I am no longer a child, and my face lies with those who have earned it. So these are the heroes who brought Hesperos low, even as power divine flowed through his veins. 'Tis plain there are worthier subjects to contend with. Oh man. Family, man. Family. Just what was that familiar after? Thank you. If you had shown up even a moment later, I shudder to think what would have become of me. There's something I must tell you. I know who's behind this. There is but one person who can hold thrall over familiar, creation, and keyword alike. Anything new? Eric seems to have quite the story to tell. Perhaps we should lend an ear. Masks of the Father. I kind of dig that. It reminds me of Alexander. Like, everyone is like, Cuff of the Sun, Spirit, Heart of the Father, stuff like that. Anyway, Eric is certain he knows the identity of Pandemonium's assailant. And so there can be but one conclusion. La Habrea was the driving force behind this chaos from the start. There is logic to that. There are few with the worth. What word is that? What word is that? There are few with the wherewithal to even consider experimentation on such a scale, let alone the capacity to create demigods from man and beast, with the rest of us none the wiser. Considering the magnitude of his work with the convocation and the words, his relatively minor role as chief keyword comes under little scrutiny, even as it provides him the authority to wield dangerous magics. It may serve as a veil and mantle both. Still, I find the notion hard to accept. The misdeeds perpetrated here could have not been done by the La Habrea I know. You have met him, yes? Do you think he is capable of this? Yes. La Habrea is capable of far more than you know. Is he? So you believe La Habrea to be a man of few scruples, if it brings his goals closer in reach. That alone should be enough, but let me assure you, La Habrea holds nothing so dear as his own ambition. While he may not be the one to let emotion stand in the way of his mission, I cannot believe there are no depths to which he would not stoop. Although we met but briefly, the impression he left on me stands in stark contrast to your evaluation. Though his methods are ever unorthodox, they seemed guided by a firm understanding of what is just. There's one way to find out for certain. We delve deeper into Pandemonium and pull back the curtain on this mystery ourselves. A wise course. I would not deny the truth if I saw it with my own eyes, even if it was discomforting to behold. Though we must move forward with no excess caution. La Habrea, or whoever is behind this, has likely spread their tentacles into every corner of Pandemonium. We can safely assume the other keywords won't greet us with open arms. Agreed. Let us make our way through Abyssos, one careful step at a time. I shall stay by Eric's side, in case our enemy rethinks to target him again. Could I trouble you to take the vanguard? You got it, buddy. I'm always the vanguard regardless. Thank you. As a precaution, I shall safeguard you with this simple spell. This will ensure that, even should we become separated, my phantom warriors will still come to your aid. If it does come to battle, the keyword's magic will put us at a disadvantage once again. Luckily, we have you to even the scales somewhat. I trust you shall be liberal with your weight. Technically, we don't even need your shadow soldiers. We have our own freaking magic. We have the magic of a Zem. Oh god, here we go. Super nervous. This is, oh man. Right, let's see what they say. Just what is La Habrea planning, and what role do I play in his schemes? Judging from the demeanor of that familiar, there is little doubt that our enemy has a tight grip on Pandemonium and its denizens. We shall be vulnerable. Alrighty. Okay, this is good. I'm going in blind. I have no idea what I'm doing. Okay, there we go. I was like confused for a second, but there it is. Alrighty. Oh, no, clear that. Thank you. Alrighty again. Ugh. Alright, here we go. Oh my god, oh my god, I'm so nervous. So nervous. Oh? Oh, we are getting separated right off the bat. Ah, it's the carbuncle we all saw in the live letter. Mythic creation, proto carbuncle. Alright. Give me a second here. Let me eat some food. Let's see. Whoa, that guy just... Oh, God. do we do? Good? Oh, no, we stay here. I have no idea what that does. Can I? That's bullshit. What happened there? I don't know what's happening. Utterly and totally confused. I have no idea what's going on. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Follow people. Oh, I messed up the freaking... Messed up the rotation. How am I not close enough to get this thing off? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Holy, what what is happening? Acid is melting everything. Okay, so we no longer have protective shields? Oh, and he's eating ads. What? What does that mean? Oh god. Nope, 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 nope. Oh, I saw it at the last second like a... What? I can't, I'm not healed enough. I'm not healed enough. Okay, thank God. Oh. I don't know what to do. Oh god. Oh! Oh, he got me. He... Oh, he... I totally got rocked. Yeah. Oh no, God, please, where am I going? Yo, what is up with... Yo, I'm lagging like crazy or something because my things are not procking. Oh, seeing that there. How did I get hit? What? How did I get hit? I don't... Jesus. That second time I died, I have no... Like, I wasn't in the... On my screen, it didn't show me there. Unless I... Again, maybe my thing is lagging or whatever, because damn. That sucked. And truth be told, I'm still confused as frick. What the hell just happened in that fight? I have no clue. Like, I know it has something to do with, you know, reflections and then having to, like, see the right ones where they're timed to go off. Damn, I'm just over my head. Wow, did nobody care for this loot? So I'm just gonna go ahead and just get all the accessories, and then next time I'll work for the chest piece with the cool halo on the back. Because this is technically the day before the reset, so yeah. So this is where the research is conducted on creations imbued with poisons and venoms. Eric and I were conveyed not far from here. It seems our foe is finding it more difficult to surprise us. Fortunately for you, since they appear particularly keen to see you dispatched as quickly as possible. Even alone, you are a force to be reckoned with. Part of me is glad you emerged victorious, that I might observe you further. There he is, Laha frickin' Brea. Were the circumstances different, I might thank you for keeping my son alive for this long, but I believe we can forego introductions, unless I have misread you. I'm all too familiar, Paragon. A charming appellation, but I'm afraid I hold no such position. No, I am La Habrea of the Convocation of 14. If you truly are who you claim to be, then answer this question. That can wait. Oh, what is this? Now this is curious. The trap I wove at your feet reacts to aether, but you remain unaffected. Such thin ether and an unfamiliar composition besides. It is of no matter, I suppose. A more direct approach will beget the same result. Let's go, bitch. Let's go! I would advise you to think carefully before deciding your next action. Strike me down here, and Eric's wish shall remain unfulfilled. Never again shall he meet Athena. Mother, you dare behind her name? Listen well, Eric. We are of the same mind concerning your mother. You have your allies' protection, so what harm is there in hearing me out? Eric, wait! There is a question I must needs ask first. If you truly are La Habrea, why speak such blatant lies? Bitter in defeat, are we? Say my name. A simple request. Themis, was it? A trifle soon forgotten as you are. I have my answer. The La Habrea that I knew took pride in the convocation and would never suffer its denigration. You sully his station with this farce. Themis, what are you saying? La Habrea and I hardly saw eye to eye, but I know his voice when I hear it. Indeed, he makes a passing fine imitation in appearance and manner. However, the real La Habrea would never call me by the name Themis. What trouble have you gotten yourself into, Elidibus? I knew it. Imposter. You have no right to claim that form, that mask. What? Who? 'Twas a mask that sickened me to wear. The mask of La Habrea, a man who values his position above all, who would murder his own wife in pursuit of duty. Yet you would assume my name and wield my powers that are mine by right. Any worth you may have hinges on what you so despise. Wait. I completely butchered that. Let's try that again. Yet you would assume my name and wield my powers that are mine by right. Any worth you may have hinges on what which you so despise. Such trite provocations. I will not be goaded into finishing this ere my work is done. Eric, listen well. I am Hephaestus. I'm just going to have Hephaestus, because that's the closest thing I can see. And it is I whom you should call father. What in the name of creation? We would do well not to stand idle while our enemy is about. I believe an explanation is in order. Elidibus. I believe an explanation is in order, Elidibus. Let us return to safety so you may provide it. Ah, that sounds more like the La Habrea I know. Oh, buddy, oh, buddy, buddy, buddy. Before we depart, however, I must offer you an apology. As La Habrea said, I am Elidibus, one of the convocation and emissary of their will. Yeah, no, I figured that. I knew that already. For reasons which do not involve you, it was necessary to hide my identity while investigating this place. Still, that hardly excuses my deception. I had a feeling. I had a feeling. I knew. I had a feeling. Your perceptiveness does not surprise me. Yeah. Your perceptiveness does not surprise me. When the time comes, it shall make my explanation of you all the easier to understand. In any case, we have pressing matters to attend to. Let us do as La Habrea suggested and return to the gates. We can speak there. Please, help him. Save him. I'm assuming that's Athena. La Habrea, what do you say? I see Elizabeth has chosen to keep odd company. Such a vexing composition of aether you possess. I still don't understand. Yeah, I think my internet's acting up again because this thing is like, even during the fight, like my procs weren't going and it was really annoying. As you are aware by now, I am known as Elidibus. After my dear friend Azem and I detected irregularities in Pandemonium, we decided the best course of action would be to hide my station that I conduct my investigation. I'm sure La Habrea as well is eager to find out why I hid who I was, so I shall save that story for later. First, I would like to speak to you, my friend. Although neither Azem nor I had ever met you in the flesh, you came with his highest recommendation. That alone. Wait. Whoa. What? Although neither Azem nor I had ever met you in the flesh, you came with his highest recommendation. That alone was enough for me to accept you as an ally without question. We came with his highest recommendation? What the? That somewhere in the world a guiding star so similar to myself was out there amused Azem to no end. There was not a shade of doubt in his heart that you would be a formidable ally. Furthermore, I have heard stories that Mistress Vanab, who held the position of Azem previously, journeyed with a familiar, much like yourself, that made the decision to trust you all the easier. She too now dons the white robes of an advisor. If she placed her absolute faith in you, I knew I would be in capable hands. Yo, did Vanab tell this Azem about us? Aware though I was of the path you had walked, I had no interest in exposing you. I merely wanted to meet you, to travel by your side for a while. I may know but a small portion of your whole story, but that is enough for me to believe you would never lead me astray. I wanted to tell you that. Whoa, I have none of these. Let's go with crit first, I guess. Jesus, that is some trippy shit if that's the case. Alright. Let's keep going. Let's keep it going. No. Let's see what demons has to say now. Or Elidibus, let's say that. I admit my own grasp on what just occurred is somewhat tenuous. Doubtless La Habrea can elucidate matters for us. What word is that? Elucidate. A keyword's goal. Jail? Gall? I know that word is not pronounced the way it looks, if I'm mistaken. Eric is resolutely avoiding his father's eye. I don't know how long it's been since we last spoke, La Habrea, and truth be told, I had hoped we never would again. But I see now that I was a fool to think I would ever escape your meddling. Just what is that? thing that called himself La Habrea? And why is he the spitting image of your younger self? I find it hard to believe you've only just now found out such a being was wreaking havoc in Pandemonium. Do you think matters would simply sort themselves out? I suppose you deserve at least a cursory explanation. I was well aware of your anomalies. I was well aware of the anomalies occurring within Pandemonium, including the fact that Azem and Elidibus had taken it upon themselves to investigate. I saw no reason to insert myself in the situation. For a time, that was. Imagine my surprise when instead of a formal report from you and yours, I receive a communication from one of the keywords stating that research and operations was proceeding as usual. While Hephaestus' deception was almost childish in its simplicity, it became plain to me that your grasp on the situation was slipping. So you knew of his existence from the beginning. I can hardly imagine that you would suffer another to masquerade as one of the convocation, not without good reason at least. As you well know, my name, La Habrea, is but a marker of my station. 'Tis not the name I was born with. Hephaestus has claimed that for himself. I cannot fault him for it. He is my other half, in a manner of speaking. He knows all that I know, my equal in every way, yet within his heart naught but greed, envy, and desire, all the emotions that we're loath to acknowledge within ourselves. That we are loath to acknowledge within ourselves. He's your other half? If what you say is true, what purpose would such a being serve? He is a product of an experimentation gone wrong, a reminder of the days when I was yet young and reckless. I thought him sealed away for good, but it seems that he has a way of unearthing the shame we bury. When he spoke of my mother, he looked at you with venom in his eyes, blamed you for her death. Tell me, was he right to do so? His words were but the ramblings of a tortured mind. The hatred and despair he endures has warped his view of the world irreparably. In other words, yes, he's right. And now that he has awakened, he must be put to rest. If he succeeds in breaching Pandemonium's protective wards, he shall invite disaster into our star. As chief keyword of Pandemonium, it is my duty to decide the proper course of action. As such, I declare that all research shall be summarily abandoned and the facility destroyed. What? You would leave the other warders to their doom? 'Tis a choice befitting La Habrea. Do you disagree? You speak of duty, and ours is to guide our star and its inhabitants upon the correct course. It is no surprise that you would choose annihilation of Pandemonium, if its existence posed even the remotest risk to our people. Yet, as you can see by Eric's response, the decision is somewhat more nuanced than that. Azem and I grappled with this conundrum for some time, in fact. That is precisely why I chose to involve myself directly. 'Twas the only way I could determine the best solution. Or truly determine the best solution. And you need not trouble yourself with that further. The chief keyword must prevent the worst from occurring, no matter the cost. Your feelings, Elidibus, are of no consequence. Have you taken even a moment to consider another path? No. You've spared nary a thought for aught but yourself and your duty. You have no idea of the trials we've endured, the foes that Tenon has stood against. Tenon, is it? A being of such ether as I have never seen. What are you? He is the guiding star that shall lead us safely through this. Thanks to his stout arm and steadfast courage, we have subdued the mythic creations and returned them to their cells. Speaking of which, I would hear your opinion, Tenon. As outsiders, we are in a unique position to look upon circumstances with our vision unclouded by attachment. It is too soon to give up on saving the others. La Habrea can't be trusted. What was that you said about being an emissary? Part of me wants to say La Habrea can't be trusted. And then it's too soon to give up saving the others. Oh my god, I feel like saying this. I feel like saying, yo, La Habrea can't be trusted. Screw this guy. I'll go with that one. Because Elidibus will be like, well, you already said that's not him. Agreed. We still know next to nothing about Hephaestus, and I highly doubt La Habrea has been forthcoming with the truth. But we've managed to regain control of Asphodelos. He must be made to see that there is merit in continuing on this path. I have it. Speak in your official capacity as Elidibus the emissary. Judge which approach is more sound, and even La Habrea would be compelled to listen. As Elidibus, I am duty-bound to assess the matter for a position of impartiality. My opinions as Themis can carry no weight. You understand what that means, yes? I do. Even so, you've walked with us all this time, seen what we've seen. Based on that alone, I trust you'll find the best way forward. Very well. Then in my capacity as emissary, I shall state my judgment. At present, there are merits both in destroying Pandemonium outright and in taking time to rescue its researchers, and neither is yet an impossible task. Therefore, I judge that the most measured choice would be to continue upon our present course. We delve into Abyssos, interring any mythic creations we encounter along the way. You have yet to witness Tenen's might and Eric's resolve. I would ask that you see our capabilities firsthand, and only then decide if our endeavor is futile. If such is the will of the emissary, then I shall obey. However, if indeed I find your strength to be lacking, I trust there will be no objections to the immediate destruction of Pandemonium. He's hiding something. He is totally hiding something. You need to worry about that. We won't fail. You are bolder than I remember. Or, to say that right, it's, you are bolder than I remember. Don't look down. And you are even more tedious than I remember. Tenen, come find me when you're finished. Don't look away, man. Show resolve. Lock eyes. Firm. Eric is understandably frustrated, but if we are to conquer Abyssos, we must go forth with clear heads. Pray lend an ear to his troubles, that their weight might be lightened. See. You have done all you can with words. Only your actions can convince me now. Despite recent developments, our plans remain unchanged. Pray call me Themis for the time being. It'll put us all in the correct mindset, and in fact, I may be coming to prefer that name. Yeah, I can't ride my chocobo here. Oh, buddy. Oh, here we go. You do have my gratitude, ill-fit as I am to show it at the moment. Without your words to sway him, La Habrea would have carried out his plan without second thought. When at first we realized the creations had slipped their bonds, the other keywards did all in their power to restore order. Even though they could have chosen escape, they remained to aid their allies. I'm certain not a soul among them would wish to see this facility erased from the world, and they don't deserve to be abandoned simply for carrying out their duty. And besides, Hephaestus has secrets yet untold, secrets that would be buried if pandemonium were reduced to rubble. I mean to uncover the truth behind his words, the truth of my mother. While La Habrea was quick to dismiss his claims, I failed to see what Hephaestus would gain by fabricating such a story. I was told of my mother's death. Whoa, holy shit. All I was told of my mother's death was that she perished in an accident. No one would say more. It was almost as if they feared saying more, in fact. Even if it was not La Habrea that dealt the fatal blow, we've seen with our own eyes how quickly he can condemn others to die. I only wish to know what last befell her. I said that backwards, but whatever, moving on. What do you think, Tenon? Does the La Habrea you know have any regard for the lives of others, or will he carry out his duty with another's blood on his hands? He was always a man who worked from the shadows. He was always a man who worked from the shadows. Well, that in and of itself isn't reason for suspicion. He's one of the convocation, who much forge the path of mankind. Naturally, not all of their activities are conducted within the public eye. But it is plain there is much to consider. Thank you, Tenon. It's easy for me to get carried away by emotions where he's concerned. We should focus on the task at hand, proving to La Habrea that we are capable of saving Pandemonium and its keepers. The most convincing way to do that will be to regain control of Abyssos. Alright, I am loath to admit it. He would know that, although I'm loath to admit it, he would know more about those depths than any of us. And seeing as how we require every advantage we can afford. Tenon, would you speak to him for us? He seems to have a special interest in your capabilities, and I may deign to help, and it may, what? And, oh, again, I'm reading that wrong. He seems to have special interest in your capabilities, and may deign to help at your suggestion, if only to see what you can do. So, what else you gotta say? Researchers of different layers seldom contact one another unless work is involved, and I know next to nothing about the keyword of Abyssos. Only morsels of information La Habrea can afford to be... Any morsels of information La Habrea can offer would be a boon. Jesus, I cannot talk, man. I suck at talking. That's just it. I just suck at talking. Despite recent developments, our plans remain unchanged. Pray call me Themis for the time. Okay, yeah. We already said that. We already said that. Right? Eric appears to have deep trust in you. Yep. Eric appears to have deep trust in you. And Elidibus tells me you share some relation to Azem. Your unusual aether does not mark you as a familiar. It is unlike anything I've seen, even among the countless concepts I have observed. To think that I would encounter an existence I could not create by my own hand. Azem never ceases to surprise. The previous Azem was much the same. In taking the entirety of the star into consideration, she came to hold dear emotions and people that She came to hold dear emotions and people that a more logical mind would have discarded. The way that's put together is so weird. This made her act in her own self-interest more often than not. Just as you and Elidibus have conducted yourselves in this matter, The true danger of Azem's nature is its tendency to affect all those he comes in contact with. Emmett Selk said much the same. Trust that I shall do naught that would violate. Trust that I shall do naught that would violate my duty. And yet you so frivolously, yeah. And yet you so frivolously invoked your authority as emissary to justify this little excursion. It matters little, however. Only your deeds can speak for you now. You wish to know more of Abyssos, I take it? Yeah. You wish to know more of Abyssos, I take it. Although I no longer have control over many of its functions, I can yet sense what creations lie within. The chief keyword reach is far indeed. The chief keyword's reach is far indeed. Well then, what do we have to look forward to? I sense no creations of note. Perhaps they have been made into fodder for experimentation, or perhaps they have been transferred to deeper circles. Yet Hephaestus would never allow you safe passage. He has left a trial for you to overcome. I speak of Hegemon? I speak of Hegemon, keyword of Abyssos. Although her presence is stained with marks of corruption, it is unmistakable. I knew her as a woman gifted in magic and blessed with a highly logical mind. While I can sense those qualities within her still, there is something else at work. If I had to hazard a guess, I would say that's because she already been twisted into a Prometheus, doubtless against her will. Tenon, Themis, we must rescue her from that cruel fate, and if we cannot, we can at least seal her away until we find a means to undo the damage. Your allies make you bold, Eric. I very much look forward to seeing how far they carry you. At that point, you'd be like, screw off, buddy. Screw off. Hygieimon was a woman of reason and logic. She would never be swayed by Hephaestus' wretched schemes. I hope she was not made to suffer overmuch. Let us not change a strategy that has served us well thus far. Bring Hygieimon to heel, Tenon, and Eric and I shall inter her when the time is right. Now we shall prove our strength. Only then can we free the other wards and unveil the truth hidden in Pandemonium shadows. Alrighty, time for the next one. But before that, let me go use the restroom. Alrighty. I ended up getting disconnected, so I reconnected. I mean, before even getting in this. When I came back from the restroom, I saw that I had disconnected, and I reconnected. So hopefully my game is not going to be lagging as much and my rotations won't suck. Oh, there's no fanfare. It's just straight up, let's fight. Oh god, I'm gonna die so much here. Prometheus Hegemony. Eat. Hold on. I just want to see if first time, same. This story is really good. I'm really invested. Good to go. Oh, this is gonna suck. Okay, what does that mean? Game? What? How am I getting hit? I don't understand this. Don't know what to do here. I'm facing away. Okay, I just followed what everybody else was doing. Following this guy. Look at that! Look at my screen! Like, look at my screen. Like, I literally disconnected and reconnected hoping this would be fixed, but it looks like it's even worse now. Are you serious? I'm gonna die. Oh no! I'm doing the wrong way! Don't understand. I'm standing right next to you, dude. Of course. Of course. Going to you. To this guy right here. I'm standing right here next to you, buddy. standing right next to this guy right here. He knows what he's doing. Oh, okay. And I ran right into that one. I don't see anything on me. Okay, part of me is kind of happy that I wasn't the only one to screw that up. But at the same time, I'm also like, shit. We can get to the limit break and get the healer LB. Be good. Shit. Yep, my thing's not working again. Look at this. I'm pressing the proc and it's not going. Healer. Go ahead and LB, dude. No. I was following that guy, hoping to Christ he can lead me to the promised land. Sorry, I suck. Now seems to be a good time. Okay, somebody following you. I'm following you. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. I was following him. Please and thank you, because I suck. I suck so much. That is just... Oh, that's the way. Go away, go away, go away. Again, my things aren't proccing. Oh, there they are. Following you. Following you. Oh, thank God. Jesus. I apologize profusely for that egregious showing. The lag was like, it's not, I will admit now, it's not just a lag. I also just plainly suck. But it's just, oh my God. I forgot to do this last time. We won. Come on. So long as she lives, there's yet hope. I forgot to do it with the first fight. Oh, I'm not gonna get one of my things, am I? I'm not gonna get it. Oh, I got the ring. Okay. Nice. Oh my God. That was, yeah. Nobody nobody give me a commendation. I do not deserve one at all whatsoever. I do not fault any of those people for not giving me a commendation. Holy crap. I could sense from here that the hegemon has been contained. The effect of Hephaestus' tinkering is even more dire than I had imagined. As to be expected, Eric appears quite pleased with our victory. We've won. The keyword is sealed away and alive this time. La Habrea can't deny us now. Yeah, he's gonna find some way to deny you. Oh, I am gonna take a minute to just reset the entire game because I do not want to keep putting people through that if I can help it. That was just so bad. Hold on, give me a few. All right, so I'm back. I literally logged out, hopefully reset my game, and praying to God that that lag is, if not gone, at least lessened. Dear Lord, let it be lessened. All right, servant violence. Eric seems eager to dispel La Habrea's doubts. Our plan was a success, although I hardly need to tell you that. Hegemon has been sealed away, and now you have no choice but to admit the merit in our methods. You have the right of it. I'm not so petty as to deny the achievements of those I've squabbled with, no matter how strongly we disagree. Moreover, this being, Aether as thin as retreating mist, unable to wield creation magic, yet powerful enough to subdue a Hemitheos, has made this ordeal far more interesting. Then we can have leave to continue? Oh, then we have. I added the can. As for that, there is one among you whose very presence puts the others at risk. 'Twould be best to proceed without him, or failure would have consequences that reach far beyond pandemonium. And of whom do you speak? A warder who cannot conduct his duty without aid. In this place, I hope alone isn't. Whoa. Ooh. Try that again. A warder who cannot even conduct his duty without aid. In this place, A hope alone is not enough to overcome what awaits you. A single misstep will send all to their doom. So long as we do our part and look to the allies, so long as we do our part and look to allies by our side, even a neophyte can upraise his companions. Can up, up, upraise? That's not appraise. Is it you praise his companions? Appra- I'm not sure about that one. Appraise his companions. There's something that Tenon and Themis taught. Or that's something that Tenon and Themis taught me. While I do not wish to express any bias, I am inclined to agree. If my investigation has made anything clear, it is that we are together greater than the sum of our parts. And hope has brought us this far. It drives us to seek the right path, and to act before the path that lies closed to us. Then tell me, what is it you hope for? To see Hephaestus in chains. That's the surest way to prevent further sacrifices. I'm aware that destroying Pandemonium would rid us of him, but the cost is far too great. And I admit, I wish to know how he means to resurrect Athena. And there we have it. You must leave this place at once, and do not think to set foot in Pandemonium again. You are capable, that much is plain, yet Hephaestus cannot be suffered to live, and I shall not allow his talk of resurrection to poison mine or anyone else's mind. Life flows in cycles. Well, life flows in a cycle. That is known. Or this is known. All souls return to the underworld, and Athena is no exception. She has likely found a vessel and a new journey to embark upon. You cannot be ignorant to the folly of Hephaestus' words. Even were he to breathe life into a body, the soul contained within would not be your mother's. What if our knowledge is imperfect? What if Hephaestus has discovered something that no one else has? He knows all that you do, understands the bitter reality of the world. He wouldn't pursue the impossible. Think, Eric. I have already explained that he is merely my twisted reflection. Is it worth bringing back your mother if it means others are used and discarded like tools? Is it worth it to see her once more? Now you measure the worth of your colleagues' lives? What was that foolish praying about saving them? What was that foolish... Oh, wait. Now you measure the worth of your colleagues' lives? What was that foolish braying about saving them? Merely a performance to hide your childish devotion to your mother? Please, such barbs will get us nowhere. We should first discuss... You would call me a fool? You, who murdered your wife in service of your ambition, for the sake of the star, no doubt? Ugh, I can hear it again. The voice inside my head. I know who to follow. Hephaestus. Father. Mother, oh, I love you so. And this voice will guide me to you. Ah, we do have to fight him again. Jesus. No, listen. No, listen not. Listen not, Eric. Apologies. You taught me that a calm heart stays the course, but I could never even grasp that rudder. So we're hearing the real mother's voice, obviously. I'm just gonna grab a little. Nerds! Oh yeah. Obviously, we're hearing the voice of his real mother. And not whatever thing Hephaestus is trying to bring about. This was Hephaestus' work. There can be no doubt. It seems he's learned from his previous failure. Hephaestus is cunning despite his warped mind. Whatever took hold of Eric, it made short work of his reason. For the moment he laid eyes upon me, I could sense his hatred and rage simmering below the surface. 'Twas but a matter of time until it spilt forth, and that was when he fell into the spell's embrace. A magic woven with such skill that Eric himself failed to notice until it was too late. If this is the measure of Hephaestus' power, then the other keywords had little chance to resist it. We saw his work during our encounter with Hesperos. Doubtless, Hephaestus' magic fed his admiration and envy until there was room for naught else in his heart. And there was something else besides. Did you not feel the presence of another? As I thought, someone was trying to warn Eric, but whom? Could it have been one of the keywords? Alas, their warning arrived too late. I had already provoked Eric past the point of no return. I bear the burden for this failure. In my stubbornness, I could put but scorn. In my stubbornness, I could but scorn the boy, and Hephaestus knew that. And now I dread to think of the ordeal that awaits him due to my rashness. There is time yet to save him. We can easily regain control of Abyssos, giving us a firm foothold from which to brave Pandemonium's lowest level. The enemy is within reach. Just as with Hesperos, Eric is in danger of being consumed by Hephaestus' spell. However, I have faith that he will not so easily lose sight of himself. The way forward is clear. Bahabrea, pray tell us what you know of what we shall find beyond Abyssos. I can only assume one more keyword lies in wait. Keyword lies in wait. The deepest level of Pandemonium is called Tartarus. Tartaros. Tartarus is with a U. Know that from God of War. And your passage shall be challenged not only by a keyword. Hephaestus has laid traps in every corner of its halls. You have no hope of surviving far past the threshold. That, I expect, is where Tenon shall shine. His dissolute ether shall allow him to slip through the traps unimpeded. We saw it when Hephaestus had no effect. We saw it when Hephaestus's had no effect, and doubtless even he has yet to devise a countermeasure. Then time is of the essence. What is wrong with me with the Ephes? What the? Then time is of the essence. Hephaestus is already well aware that you can match a keyword in battle. He will not stand idle while you stroll past his other defenses at your leisure. Agree. However, clarity will be indispensable to our success, and I'm afraid I must insist upon it ere we depart. Come on, dude. We know you're hiding something. We have yet to discern to what end Hephaestus would use Eric. If you know, I would ask that you enlighten us. And then there is the matter of Athena. Why do you so fiercely rebuke Eric's feelings for his mother? While I understand the very thought of resurrecting the dead is an anathema, you act as if grief over her passing should be equally so. How are we to grapple with what plagues our friend and drives our foe if you refuse to acknowledge it? I do acknowledge it. I wish only to spare that still those that feel it still greater pain. That's weird. Again, I've never heard a phrase like that. So instead of being honest, you bicker like a child. So instead of being honest, you bicker like a child. How dare you? No, no. You are right. The blame for Eric's fate rests squarely on my shoulders. Very well. I shall lay bare the I shall lay bare the truth, but only after the foe before us has been laid low. The remaining keyword is Agdictus? Agdistus? Holy. I'm just gonna say Ag. She has served in Pandemonium since its inception, and her affinity for magic is peerless even among the keywords. Hephaestus knows that losing her would mean the end of his experiments. He has hidden her in a space unreachable by conventional means. But your presence makes mockery of such barriers. The scarcity of your ether means it will be trivial to send you directly to Ag. We shall approach as closely as caution will allow. We know where the battle will commence, so I do not anticipate difficulty in detecting your presence. From afar, I shall do my best to provide you with the ground on which you fight and the phantom allies to aid you. Wait, what? From afar, I shall do my best to provide you with the ground on which you fight and phantom allies to aid you. As for the interment, I have yet to think of a foolproof method. Interment shall not be necessary. Shall not be necessary. From here I can sense Ag's essence, but it is scarcely recognizable. Hephaestus was more ambitious with her than he was with Hegemon. She has been transfigured such that barely a scantling of herself remains. We can but take comfort in what a mercy the underworld will be to her. Okie dokie. I shall establish control of Abyssos while keeping an eye on your battle. When the dust has settled, Hephaestus will have nowhere left to flee. I sense that Hephaestus has come close to perfecting his image of a Prometheus, which means his research is in its final stage. Alrighty then. Oh, please God, let the lag be gone, or at the very least better, because besides me just sucking at the fight, that lag did not help at all. Oh, dear God, please. Alright, here we go. And I remember seeing screenshots of this one too. People were basically spoiling it all over YouTube and Twitter and whatever. Whoa. And I do remember this monster or boss Mythios Agnestis. It's from FF4, right? Or am I wrong? You're just... What? I did the wrong... I don't know what that is. Oh! No, no. Oh, thank God I made it. Nobody else is moving, so... Oh! They're moving forward. What do we do? What are we doing? I'm... No, no. What that does... Following this guy goes. God, what do we do? No! I got hit. Not get hit. Nice, okay. See how much better it is when I don't have lag? God. Ugh. Oh, that hit me. I what got me? What killed me? Was it just because I had a vulnerability stack on me? See? I don't I don't know if I'm in the right place or not. Oh shit. Oh, that didn't work. Oh shit. Okay. Oh my god, yes, so much better. Jesus. Without the lag. I mean, I still died. I know I did. But I feel like I did way better. Let's do a quick GG before everybody leaves. Fast, 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 need. Okay. I can do whatever I do now. Woo. Okay. The moment Ag was slain, the flow of ether and pandemonium focused keenly on this location, creating a tunnel of sorts through which we could quickly convey ourselves. 'Twas almost as if we were ushered here. This space was created with care and concealed with powerful wards. Only a key ward would have been able to detect it, and even then with great difficulty. Ergo, if only I could, if only I could restore Tartaros to order. But I'm afraid this is the most I can manage with the power as such power remains to me. It has been too long, Master La Habrea. Likewise, keyword ag. I should not be surprised you were able to break free of Hephaestus' spells, even diminished as you were. 'Twas not an easy task, even with your aid. His curses dig into one's heart, creating a storm of emotions that is all too easy to become lost in. Only by chance did a fragment of myself remain, illuminating a path through madness. And thus I am able to appear before you now. Even while my body was powerless to resist Hephaestus' commands, some small part of my logical mind stood alone in defiance. It even managed to speak to the outside world. The report. That was you. Doubtless you recognize my voice from the many times I have called out to you. Oh, so it was not Athena? I hope that those pleas would not fall on deaf ears was all that kept the hope that those pleas would not fall on deaf ears was all that kept me from succumbing to hopelessness. But I have a greater purpose here than simply saying farewells. There is something you must know, that the tragedies of the past do not repeat in the present. Forgive me what I'm about to do, Master La Habrea, but the story must be told. 'Tis the only way to understand Hephaestus' fixation on Eric. No longer can you hide your heart away. Hephaestus? No, the mask marks him as La Habrea. Master La Habrea had brought an end to Lady Athena's life, and sealed away a part of his memories and emotions within Hephaestus. These are my recollections of the moments following. So, yeah, again, we kind of figured he killed her. It was probably from one of those greater good things that, like, something happened to her and he had to kill her or something like that. But again, I was totally convinced the voices were Athena and not this chick. And you truly have no intention of revealing the truth to Eric? My lesser half is now buried where none can find it. We should be wise to do the same with our memory of this day. Blood should not sway the spirit so, but Athena's teachings have warped the boy. I fear he would see our star burn to keep his mother safe. Eric believes that he feels love, but he is shackled by dependence. He could not bear the truth. His dependence makes it all the more important to be open with him. He will seek answers about his mother's loss, which shall inevitably lead him to you. Are you willing to accept the blame for Athena's death? Are you willing to accept your son's hatred? If that is what comes to pass, then so be it. Better to be burdened with hatred than the knowledge that Athena thought his body and soul mere tools, to be used and discarded. Wait. Better to be burdened with hatred than the knowledge that Athena thought his body and soul mere tools, to be used and discarded. Oh, so it was the mother who was evil. Even were I to tell him what his mother plotted, he would ever seek reasons to believe that the true fault lies with me, or with him. Should he merely hate me, he will remain unfettered by doubt, free to serve the star far from his parents' shadow. Ah, so Athena was the one behind it all. Cool. I did not expect this little twist here. I completely Figured La Brea would be the dick. Eric loved his mother more than life itself, and yet what a dreadful truth you've borne all this time. Such is La Habre's nature. Every action, every word a solution to life's great dilemmas, and none to spare for his own. What I have revealed to you is but a small portion of a larger picture. I shall leave it to La Habrea to paint the rest for you, and for Eric, I hope. Thank you, Ag. I always admired you, you know. What choice did I have when you sacrificed so much to guide our star to the heavens? Well, it's not so good later on, girl. Unless the La Habrea we meet is not this La Habrea, and it's actually Eric. Hephaestus has doubtless sensed that his final keyword has fallen. We should return to the surface before he moves to strike us here. If we are to face him, we must be prepared to bring our full strength to bear. All right. It was Eric's hatred of his father that caused him to fall victim to Hephaestus' magic. Yet the roots of that hatred were born from a son's love. A love nurtured not by a caring mother for her offspring, but by a researcher creating the ideal test subject. Pandemonium abounds with... What? Pandemonium abounds with demons indeed. Ag was ever a bold woman, even in her final moments. That she would unearth the secrets of my past for all to look upon. Still, full glad am I that she faced you as her last opponent. I could think of none more worthy to send her soul off to the other side. Yeah. I got direct hit, and I got critical hit, I got determination. I don't think I got direct hit yet. Did I? No, I don't think I have determination. Yeah, right there. I don't have determination. Oh, here we go. On to the finale, Let me just take a sip of water. Hold on. Alright. Back with that. Alright. One final wish. La Habrea would speak further of Athena's fate. This vision you saw told the story far more eloquently than I ever could. Athena was consumed by her research, and was willing to sacrifice her own child if it hastened her progress. She did not offer him a position here out of a sense of love or pride. 'Twas merely because she knew he would be most pliable. She knew he would be the most pliable test subject. I see now why you hid the truth from him. I cannot say with certainty that Eric could handle the weight of such betrayal, after holding his mother on a pedestal for so long. Unfortunately, it seems not even her death has assured his safety. Hephaestus has taken up Athena's research, and succeeded in creating a Hemithio. A Hemithio? A Hemithio. I don't know if I'm saying that right. I know not what his ultimate end is, but 'tis plain it is connected with the resurrection of Athena. That knowledge alone is sufficient to direct our next course of action. As for the rest of your story, we shall hear it after we have returned Eric to safety, in accordance with Ag's last wish. Very well. I can at least assure you... Wait, I can, at least, assure you that finding him shall prove relatively simple, now that Hephaestus can no longer bend pandemonium to his will. There is but one place left for him to find refuge, the black heart of Tartarus, where Athena built her testing compound. We can assume that Hephaestus will offer fierce resistance. I must focus every effort on securing a safe means of approach. La Habrea, I would ask that you assume the duty of summoning Tenen's phantom warriors. Oh man, you would trust him with that? I have no objection. My ability to fight within Tartaros would be greatly diminished in any case. However, I wish to deal the final blow to Hephaestus myself. There is no need to dirty your hands with such a deed. I take it, then, that you have no intent to seal him away as before. The presence I felt when I encountered Hephaestus bore little resemblance to the entity I created. By his own hand he has become something far more wicked, and some magic that once and the same magics that once shackled him may very well shatter before the power he wields. On my pride as a researcher, I am loath to repeat the same mistake twice. I would not see these events play out again, and so he must be extinguished. Why am I nodding like, yeah, true. Well then, I shall open the way forward. May we finish this together. A circle now accessible. Alright. The end is in sight. Return to me safely, friend. If Hephaestus truly means to continue Athena's research, then Eric is indispensable to his goals. He is safe, but for how much longer, I cannot say. Okay. Hopefully I don't lift this so badly. But yeah. Bit of a bummer to find out that it's the mom that's the evil one. But hey, story needed a twist. The story needed a twist. Okay. For peace sake, let us not screw up too badly. Oh, there he is already. Something's gonna go wrong. Like Athena's gonna get resurrected. I can feel it.
Is mine, heart and soul, and with your death, none will be left to stop me.
Perfect imperfection. Hephaestus. Ooh. Oh, it's red because La Habrea is the one summoning the warriors. That's a cute little touch there. That's a cute little touch. Food? What he said? Whoa, 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 whoa!
Dark depths of this prison. Molten flame, my servant's rise.
Okay, what is this?
Out of my sight. Leave naught but ash in your way.
I gotta find this. I gotta follow that bunny girl.
Let's sink sorrow into your heart.
Bunny girl?
In death. Behold the fruits of sacrifice.
Whoa, he is.
You will know my rage.
What? I don't understand. Oh. Oh. Let me try not to go too far from the bunny girl. Following her has been.
In flames embrace. Go forth and sate your boundless hunger.
Bunny girl?
From fountain flame my servants rise. I tire of this farce.
Trying so hard not to like mess up my moves.
You are prey to be consumed.
There's the bunny girl. I'm keeping my eye on that bunny girl because she is saving my life right now. Oh. Yep, dodge that. No! Do we attack this?
Sear flesh from bone.
Where's the bunny girl? What? Bunny girl? Oh, oh.
Leave naught but ash in your way. Out of my sight.
No, I messed that up because I was looking at. Oh my god, come on, man. Oh. I messed that up because I was looking at
Behold the fruits of sacrifice.
something different. I was looking at the bar for whatever reason. Okay, let's wait. Let's wait.
You will know my rage.
Wait until that's all done. Alright, now we're done. We wanted to wait until that was all done. Where's the bunny girl? Where's bunny girl? Where are they going? Where are they going?
Fulgent flame my servants rise.
No! God! Come on! Oh. That really pisses me off.
Shall see my wish fulfilled. You are prey to be consumed.
Of course I'm on the wrong one. Jesus. They killed him though. He's dead. He's dead. He's dead. Golly. I was doing so good and then I fucked it up at the end. Or near the end, let's be honest. There was still quite a ways to go. Ah, let me get the GGs out of the way. Let me get the... Sorry. I... Give it all to the healer. Alrighty then. Okay. Oh wait, that's not one down for Waha. Now we end this. Okay. And then his on the floor there. Okay. And I got a player combination. Nice. Even though I don't deserve it at all whatsoever. It's a La Habrea mask on the floor. I just realized that. Like a bunch of them. The chain of events that led to this moment began with my error. When out of mercy I confined you here. Now I break it and leave no trace of you behind. Whoa, dark. This is not over. Or this is not over. I see you will not go peacefully. Even a cast-off would uphold his pride, though such an impulse must speak to the overwhelming ignorance of my other half. Whoa, my voice is going. The name Hephaestus shall grow to eclipse yours. None shall remember the deeds of La Habrea once I fulfill Athena's ambition and bring Eric's dream to life. You speak as if you are if you care a whit for the boy. Why then do you cower behind him? There are some desires which must not be realized. Athena would see the world destroyed if it meant she could find hers in the ruins. As for Eric, he knows not what his wish would beget, a truth which you have hidden from him. Do you truly believe a father's role is to deceive and manipulate? But technically, isn't that what you were doing too? My wish? You would claim the name Hephaestus and call yourself his father, yet you bind his mind and body in dark chains. Your words and your pride ring hollow. Athena wants her son by her side, and he desires to return there. What wickedness is there in mending a broken family? Athena cared not for Eric, beyond how he could serve her ends. You claim to be acting in his interest, but 'tis plain you are no different. As I ushered her to the end, I vowed that my sole mission in life would be to guide this star true. In service to that vow, I silenced the whispers of my heart. I could not nurture a son whilst an entire world looked to me for guidance. For that choice, I bear the responsibility. Yet he is still my son, and I'll not suffer you to seduce him with false hope. You who are not but bitter dregs of Athena and I, the very worst of us. Mother, no, then who? How do I? Oh man, I don't want to say trust in La Habrea, but hearken to your heart. I feel like that would be whatever, and then come back to us. Sounds more like, yo, dude, come on, come here. I'm gonna say come back to us. I hear you. I owe you and Themis an apology. Athena, did you ever... and La Habrea, I will have my say. How? His mind was mine. I can't explain. Tenen's words reached me through the haze. Ah, Dynamis. Dynamis is so awesome. They rang loud and clear. As did the words of another, in a voice much like yours, but resounding with truth. How? When did you master these bonds? Oh, we've interred much worse. You worthless! You... Ah! Ah, I don't know why my microphone's not catching the ah. Oh, his constellation. I know some people were like looking at it and saying, hey, that's not the right color, or it's not the right whatever. People were confused by it, but now we know, oh, it's because it was not the full of him. It appears my failures have borne fruit after all. You did well, son. It kind of reminds me of oh my god, what was the name of it? The Old Republic expansion, Knights of the Forgotten Kingdom, when the like after the brother kills his twin and the emperor just goes, "Come with me, son," which was epic and crazy and cool. Anyway, he called me son. Where are we? With Hephaestus' essence contained in this crystal, we may safely return to Eric above. We may safely return Eric above. That he would bind Hephaestus with only half his senses intact. You quite understated his You quite understated his adeptness in the art of internment. It was hardly what I had in mind, but a feat deserving of praise nonetheless. Yeah, that's right. You wanted to kill him. I have 3 of each. Let's go back to determination. That was a good one. And again, I was doing so well, and then like a little more than halfway through, I totally dropped the ball and like died like way too many times. That just hurts my soul. Alright. Let's do this. Truth imperfect. La Habrea is looking at Eric with concern. As you should. Yeah, there's like the La Habrea sigil mask on the floor. I feel no trace of Hephaestus' prison in your mind. Prison? Poison. Sorry, I meant to say poison. In your mind. And for a blessing, it appears your body is none the worse for wear. I made my way here as soon as I could. I could no longer sense Hephaestus, and the force assailing Pandemonium's barriers has ceased. Are we rid of him for good and all? Something has to happen next, because we still have one more tier. I see. Despite his muddled senses, Eric felt that to seal Hephaestus away was the proper course. It wasn't so noble as that. I only knew that something had to be done, so I acted. La Habrea, was that how you dealt with Hephaestus in the past? Indeed. He was naught but the parts of my memory and soul that I had cut away, a mass of ether without material vessel. Storing his essence within a crystal was the most logical choice. Yo, we just said storing his essence within a crystal was the logical choice, and didn't we just see in the MSQ that to kill Void Scent is basically to seal them in crystal? Is there gonna be a connection there somewhere? On that matter, I believe the time has come to you to share the rest of your tale, of Hephaestus' creation and Athena's end. I heard your words, but only vaguely, as if from under the surface of a deep pool. My mother wished to use me? I would hear the whole truth. I want to know what happened here and what drove Athena to act as she did. I'm ready. Athena's brilliance outshone us all. Even the other members of the Words of La Habrea were as children in comparison. So dedicated to research was she that it was not unheard of for her to forget meals or even sleep. Her mind was ever grasping for knowledge, and it was in this endless search that she became obsessed with uncovering the secrets of life. You see, while we can conceive life in various forms, the means of creating a soul are beyond our ken. Similarly, though we can enhance and alter our physical vessels, we are ever bound to them. Athena's purpose was to shatter these limitations. But wait, weren't we technically perceived as a familiar with a soul? But if they can't create souls, how would they think that we have okay, I'm lost already, but whatever. Such limitations were not meant to surpass. We were not meant to surpass. She sought to enter the realm of the gods. Scarce few have the ability to comprehend what such a task entails, let alone the courage to attempt it. For the most, the thought would be an idle fancy. Wait, hold on. For most, the thought would be an idle fancy, considered once and then discarded. Not so for Athena. As leader of the Words of La Habrea, I spoke with her often about transcending our being. From an academic perspective, the challenge has plagued countless researchers through the ages. It was during these musings that I began to formulate a theory, a means by which a person could meld with a creation. The weakness of one would be mitigated by the strengths of the other, and the result could be something greater than we have ever imagined. Although it was but a theory, Athena insisted I develop it further, curious about every detail along the way. Our conversations became more frequent, and our platonic relationship grew into something much more. I take it I was born not soon after. Just so. I believe she bore true affection for me. I believe she bore true affection for me, and was blind to her hidden intentions. I believed she bore true affection for me, and was blind to her hidden intention. When Pandemonium was built, and she requested to lead the researchers, I saw no reason to deny her. Whoa, what is wrong with my voice right now? Whoa. Even setting aside our relationship, her accomplishments as a scholar made her the obvious choice. However, in giving her pandemonium, I also gave her free rein to conduct whatsoever experiments she could devise. And when you found out what she was doing, you killed her. I made haste to pandemonium the moment I learned of these hidden chambers. I left Ag to keep watch over Tartaros's vestibule, as I ventured deeper, knowing not what would await me. As for what occurred next, 'tis best to see with your own eyes. Is that me? You are well aware that out of respect for our neighbors in Elpis, the researchers of Pandemonium are not to be masked. Yet you stand before me with your face covered. What petty defiance is this? What indeed? So quick you are to rebuke me, though you yourself have not set foot in these halls since their inception. You must have known you could not conceal this from myself and Axe forever. As you well know that I cannot allow it to continue. I shall say this but once. Release Eric, else I'll have no choice but to strike you down. I would meet my end at the hands of none other. However, ere my time is come, I will have you know the why of it. Then you will not desist. Once you understand what has driven me this far, you shall see that stopping was never an option. Sorry. Added the me for whatever reason. The feelings of one weigh little against the needs of the entire star. Of course, of that I am well aware, but you did not deign to descend from your lofty heights simply to lecture me as if you would a child. You have an interest in my motivations. What possessed Athena, peerless researcher and mother to the son of the great La Habrea, to embark upon the path to her downfall? History will demand an answer, but it is you who deserve one. Give me your hand, La Habrea. And oh shit, I missed. What was that? Wait. I'm gonna go back real quick. Give me your hand, La Habrea, and we shall know one another more deeply than ever before. Okay. Impossible. You bonded your soul? Aye. That the boundaries between us would cease to be. She offered me everything, to be understood. Is that how Ascian primes were made? I found myself unable to refuse. At that moment, my mind was a storm of questions, yet one roared the loudest. Did Athena ever truly love me? I become thee, memory and mind. And I thee. Can you feel it? My heart, all that I am. Yes, as if it were my own. A fathomless desire to dissect the mysteries of life, to transcend our mortal flesh, and bleed into a higher plane of existence. An unquenchable thirst for knowledge, not a single thought spared for another, for the star. How disappointing. Yet what is known cannot be unknown. You have beheld my life's work. Try as you might to excise the memory, the seed of desire remains, and when it takes root, you too shall be consumed by that self-same fervor. I will dig it out. I will dispense with the corruption in my soul ere your rotten insight spreads. 'Twas my weakness that let this wickedness fester, but never again. Today I cast aside fickle emotion and abide in duty alone. Today I renounce all that I was, and live only as La Habrea. Thus did I forsake the part of myself that had been polluted by Athena, sealing it within a crystal. Never did I think I would one day face those memories made flesh. Forgive my bluntness, but your actions bordered on insanity. To go to such lengths to escape your memories. You nearly rewrote your very existence. Rest assured, the change did not go unnoticed by our colleagues in the convocation. Igiorm and Elmet Selk, in particular, made plain the suspicions they harbored. As well they should have. That you escaped with your life was nothing short of a miracle. I was about to say short, but it was short. Why didn't you destroy the crystal then and there? Did you think to one day make use of the knowledge it contained? I will not deny that such considerations played into my decision, but my main motivation was fear. I had never attempted such a feat before. The crystal was my sole recourse should something go awry with the remainder of my soul. In hindsight, to cling to it was a mistake born of doubt. Athena must have anticipated that I would resort to such measures, and prepared a vessel beforehand that would accept the dregs of my soul. What? She made the what? I don't get that one. Hephaestus doubtless believes he was performing his duty as a husband and father should, yet in truth he was but a puppet being pulled to and fro by Athena's desires. His goal was not to raise himself high. He thought only of seeing his dear Athena live again, that she might finish what she began. Yet for all that he and I were alike. We yet shared a fatal flaw, you see. Our need to control blinded us to other perspectives. While I was in the thrall of Hephaestus, you called out to me. What say you now? Does La Habrea speak true? He did promise. No, that's too stupid. Yes, and now it's your turn to do the same. And then it's like, what does your heart tell you? I think I like what does your heart tell you more. What does your heart tell you? I just want to know one thing. Did you truly believe that hiding the truth was best for me, even knowing how I felt about my mother? The La Habrea I know had a fatal flaw after all. I'm still not convinced. Maybe I was wrong to do that one. I have said all that I can say. Now it is for you to choose to believe me or not. The La Habrea I know holds duty above all else. I would sooner prostrate myself before an erupting volcano than place my fickle emotions in his path. When you return to the surface, you'll doubtless don the mask once more. So before we climb out of this forsaken pit, I suppose I should say, thank you, Hephaestus. Okay. I have said all that needs to be said. From this moment forward, I pledge that my heart shall not lead me astray. Hephaestus was far more than an imitation of La Habrea. He was quite literally a part of him. But La Habrea, to me, is a man who thinks of naught but his duty. By casting aside the burden that Hephaestus represented, he shall become ever more himself in a way. I've heard enough. There is more I would yet discuss, but we should first return to Pandemonium's gates. I'll gather my thoughts on the way. We're gonna leave this room and something's gonna be like, ha 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 in the background. Athena viewed Eric as the ideal test subject. Hephaestus's research must have been very nearly complete to seek him out like he did. We have regained complete control of the facility, but it shall take some time yet until things are in working order again. I owe you an apology, Tenant. It was due to my own inexperience that Hephaestus was so easily able to take hold of my mind. I also owe you my thanks. If you and Themis hadn't chosen to brave the chaos occurring in Pandemonium, then I would never have known La Habrea's story, my father's story. 'Twas a tale I too was fascinated to hear. I very much look forward to speaking with them upon my return. I cannot help but wonder how much of this he foresaw. I'm afraid I cannot allow that, Elidibus. So long as you retain control of Pandemonium, there is work to be done. But of course, I shall first free the remaining warders and restore this place to its former glory. Using the facilities in Tartaros, we should be able to reverse the changes made to their bodies and minds. I shall stay behind to oversee the process. That is well, but I must yet learn why I was considered the key to Hephaestus' experiments, and how he intended to revive Athena. Such questions are best left unanswered. In fact, I forbid the pursuit of that knowledge. The boundary between man and creation shall never again be crossed. And I intend to destroy the crystal containing Hephaestus' essence, that this mistake never again repeats. I see no reason to gainsay your judgment. There is yet the matter of your crystal, however. Truth be told, I had not considered its origin until I saw the one containing Hephaestus' ether. I was struck by how wholly different they were. There is another? While imbuing a crystal with memories is a simple process, storing a message, a warning even, would be something altogether more complex. This also means that someone besides present company and Azem was aware of the plot unfolding within Pandemonium. Then why would they not make themselves known, even now? No threats remain. Perhaps it was one of the other warders. We shall question them after they are freed. The task may take some time, a resource I'd rather not steal more of from you. Return at your leisure and we will share our results then. You should have done, oh my god, what is wrong with me? You have done more than enough for the time being. I am of the same mind. Leave the loose ends to us and continue upon your journey. Or if you're so inclined, take a much-needed repose. This talk of journey smacks of a them. As well it should. He has pledged to keep moving until he has seen every corner of the world. If you do find yourself with a spare moment, you might bring that crystal of yours to La Habrea. He may be able to offer some further insight. Until then, my friend. Alright, what do they say? I look forward to your returning with the crystal, but worry not. I shall try my level best to stave off loneliness while you are gone. As you may have noticed during our battle, La Habrea's masks crowns me when I've transformed. What? As you may have noticed during our battle, La Habrea's mask crowns me when I've transformed. It is said that we manifest in a way that reflects our innermost selves. I had thought that the masks a symbol of the chains that bound my heart, but recent events have caused me to reconsider that assumption. Okay. The crystal that hangs from Eric's waist was a gift from me, made in the hopes that it would spark growth in his aptitude for magic. It's just plain that he no longer requires it, but I see no reason he cannot wear it for a while longer. All right. Cool. Cool. Oh yeah. This guy come back from his journey? Oh. Why, if it isn't Tenon, excuse me if I'm not my usual chipper self, but we have not been without our difficulties in your absence. You see, communication with the airship Professor Claudian commissioned for his search was lost some time ago, and now we've quite lost track of where he might be. And to make matters worse, Nemeji has just sent word of an unusually large amount of energy coming from somewhere within the ethereal sea. I was just on my way to the Atioscope. In fact, please, you must come with me. Oh shit, is the last leg of the raid gonna be here? In the present? Oh my god, it is. What is that? Is it real? Why is that whenever danger visits the world, you are never far behind? Cryle? I'm gonna guess Cryle. Cryle? No, it's this shithead. Ah. And you two, Professor Claudine's assistants, I take it. As you arrive before me, I take it you're involved in this. I would thank you to furnish me with an explanation. Oh, I've been traveling to the past during the time of the ancients and helping them get this place in order. But for some reason, this place is now crossing into our time. There we go. I explained it. While the research summary you submitted to the forum gave us no cause for concern, these details are alarming. The professor's last message indicated that he was on his way to Azizla, but we know not whether he ever reached his destination. A rash endeavor even for Claudia, but he has ever allowed the thrill of discovery to cloud his better judgment. We have no recourse but to entreat Ishgard to aid in searching for him. As far as that unsightly fortress which materialized in the ethereal sea, Pandemonium was it? It cannot be left alone. For the time being, information regarding this matter must be strictly controlled so as to minimize panic. We will gather those with the knowledge of the ethereal sea and continue monitoring it for further irregularities. You two submit a detailed report to the forum at once. At present, we have far more questions than answers. Nevertheless, I would ask your assistance at such a time that our investigation has concluded. Very good. Now, if you excuse me, I must apprise the forum of what has occurred here. Alright. Just when we need him the most, Professor Claudian remains unaccounted for. He even brought the crystal with him. We are left with scarce few straws to grasp at. Lying but a lowly assistant, even I can see that our two current problems are likely related. The same party or phenomenon may be responsible for both. Conversely, I see now that my unexperienced imagination God, I suck at this. Conversely, I see now that my unexperienced imagination failed to do Pandemonium's pitiless spires justice. I can only wonder, if the facility itself traversed the ages, did the creations within do the same? What of the keywords? But answers to these questions shall come in time, I'm sure. For now, I must do as Master Fortunal asked, I can't say his name, asked, and write that report. As for you, Tenon, pray get what rest your responsibilities will allow. When next we call upon you, I wager we shall need you in prime condition. Alright. Let's just go. Oh, I have a bunch of these. Excuse me. We're good. We're good. We finished Abyssos. And man, was it rough.